Next show is Classic Lit, directed by Ellen Harbaugh. Enjoy.
All right, welcome to day 2 of classic literature. Before we get started on our homework, which was scene 1 from Romeo and Juliet, I need to take roll. So, Rachel Neural Warren.
Here.
Colin Savage.
Here.
Grace Gaskell.
Yo.
Alana Harbaugh.
Here.
So, any questions or comments about the homework? No? Any of you read it? Oh, come on. Now, why wouldn't you read this?
Stupid. Weird word. Too long. Boring.
You have to read it to know that it's boring. Now, come on. I know this stuff's old, but it does relate to what you're going through today. Colin, so what do you like to do?
Video games.
Okay, you got me. There are no video games in Romeo and Juliet. But what do you like about video games?
Making fun of my friends when they lose or screw up.
All right, trash talk. Now look, turn to page 5, and you'll see that if you had read the homework, then there's plenty of trash talk. Look, Rachel, you read Samson. Grace, you read Gregory. You're Capulets men. That means his employees. Colin, you're Abraham. Alana, you're Balthazar. You're Montague's men. Montagues and Capulets really hate each other.
Gregory, oh my word, will not carry coals.
No, for we should be colleagues.
And we being a collar, will draw.
I, while you live, draw out your neck like collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
But now we're not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moved me.
To move is to stir, to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou hast runst away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montagues.
The quarrel is between our masters and us their men. Draw thy tool! Here comes to the house of Montagues.
Let us take the law of our size. Let them begin.
I will frown as they pass by. Let them take it into the list.
Nay, as they dare, I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them, if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side, if I say I?
No.
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, sir, I implore you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kingsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie.
Draw if you be men. Gregory, remember that swashing blow.
You lie.
Draw if you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow.
Okay, now hold it there.
What?
We were just getting to the good part.
Yeah, they were just getting ready to fight.
Jocks.
So, there's plenty of fighting later on. But Rachel, you don't seem very impressed by this. So what would you like to see?
Romance. Love.
It's Romeo and Juliet. It's only about romance and love. Now, come on, give me something a little tougher.
Okay then. Love at first sight.
Got it. All right, so let's turn to page 12. Romeo and his friend, they're going to crash a party at Capulet's. Grace, you be Papa Capulet. Romeo, that's you, Colin, and Rachel, if you will kindly be our Juliet.
have their toes unplagued with corns will have a vow with you. Nor about them. Musicians, play.
What lady is that, with doth enrich the land of yonder night? It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. She shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, and o'er her fellow lady shows. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. If I profane with my unworthiest hand the holy shrine, gentle find is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which manly devotion shows in this. For saints a hand that pilgrims do touch, and palm, is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Then let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest the face turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayers effect I take. Thus from my lips, by yours my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips, O trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again. Sin from thy lips, O trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
Okay. Stop there. Now, I think that gives us a good look at love at first sight, eh, Rachel?
Jeez, just gag me.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, way too sad. How about some action?
Well, there's some fencing.
There's not much action in a fence.
No, I mean sword fighting. Look, turn to page 34, and Grace, you be Romeo this time.
I'm not kissing anybody.
No kissing. Lana, you're Benvolio. You're a friend of Romeo, and so is Mercutio. Rachel, you read that. Colin, you be Tybalt. You're Juliet's protective cousin, and you are pretty ticked off about Romeo hitting on Juliet.
Pray thee, Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulet's abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape abroad. By my head, here comes the Capulet.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good day. A word with one of you.
Why but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasions without giving?
Mercutio, thou consorts with Romeo.
Consort? What dost thou make us minstrels? Here's my fiddlestick, here's that shall make you dance. Downs, consort.
We talk here in the public, haunt of men, either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
Well be hanged, sir. He wears your livery.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse that ever can be raised to such a greeting. Villain I am none. Therefore, farewell, as thou knowest me not.
Boy, this doth not excuse the injuries thou hast done to me. Therefore, turn and draw.
I do protest. I have never injured thee, but love thee more than thou can devise, so thou shalt know the reason of my love. Therefore, good Capulet, would name my tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Alice Ducata carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives. Will you pluck your sword out of its pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Good Mercutio, put that raper up!
Come, sir, your beside.
Draw and Julio, beat down the wickets. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath been fanning you the Verona streets. Oh, Tybalt! Good Mercutio! Ah!
I am hurt. A plague of both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone? And hath nothing?
What? Art thou hurt?
I, scratch. Mary, 'tis enough.
Courage, men, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not as deep as a well, nor so as wide as a church door. But 'tis enough, 'twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. Plague out both your houses. Zounds, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat, to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain, fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Plague out both your houses. They have made worms meat of me. A plague of both your houses. They have made worms meat of me.
All right, well, that was pretty...
Wait a minute. I'm dead? That's not right.
Well, I didn't think he'd...
It's your fault.
I couldn't let you kill him, and Julia would be all mad at me.
Okay, well, let's not get in an argument here. Now, Alana, you didn't seem to be too concerned about all this.
Boring. He died. That was okay. But the rest, boring.
All right, I'm kind of afraid to ask, but what would interest you?
Hard.
Horror. All right, we can do that. Everybody turn to page 42. And let's see what we got. Alana, now, Juliet is going to fake her own death by taking a sleeping potion. But now she's starting to have second thoughts about being buried alive. And Alana, I want you to be our Juliet.
Very well.
Okay?
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I feel a faint cold fear thrill through my veins, almost freezes up the heat of life. My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? How if, when I am laid unto the tomb, I wake before the time Romeo comes to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no wholesome air breathe in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or, if I live, not very like, a vault, an ancient receptacle, where all the bones of my ancestors lie packed, where bloody Tybalt lies festering in a shroud. What if I wake? Shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints? Oh, look! Methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come. This I do drink to thee. Romeo, I come. This I do drink to thee.
Wow. Thank you for that rather intense and yet horrific reading. Well, that about wraps up our time for today. So, before we go, though, what else do you want to see in a Shakespearean play?
Greed.
Corruption.
Loyalty.
Betrayal.
Love lost. More fighting.
Ghosts!
Okay. Well, after after we're done with Romeo and Juliet, I plan to introduce you to a student named Hammer.
So, that was obviously from Romeo and Juliet, and give the kids another hand, will you? Our next production is from Much Ado About Nothing. It's directed by Jessica Jordan, who has worked with us on stage at in the Shakespeare Gild productions in the summer. Her latest outing was last summer in Midsummer Night's Dream, where she played the dual roles of Hippolyta and Titania. So she is here now to direct the presentation from Much Ado About Nothing.
I'm just going to see about hiring Tanya to walk in front of me at all times and introduce me. That was awesome. Thank you, Tanya. So hi, everybody. I'm Jessica Jordan. I'm very, very fortunate to work with Miley, Katie, Ava, Sophia, Annie, and Abby, or as my son calls them, my girl gang. They are going to be presenting Act 3, Scene 1 of Much Ado About Nothing. Just to set this up a little bit, there are a pair of crazy lovers named Claudio and Hero, who are the young lovers, our ingenues, and then we have Beatrice and Benedict, who aren't exactly that. And so what we're going to be doing today is seeing Hero and Ursula try to trick Beatrice into believing that Benedict is in love with her in an attempt to get her heart sworn over to his. So I'd like for you guys to put your hands together for an amazing group of young ladies who have done a phenomenal job. All right, here you go. Thank you.
Fairies 3 from Cupid's tribe we visit to explain the stage of foolish love set between a feisty woman full of grit and he the closest to her match she's met. Beatrice, sharp-tongued and feisty, stands tall. Her cousin Hero is agreeable. Ursula, kind, will always help them all, while Margaret often makes things be small. Our scene today will be of the moment that three of these are mischievous in making Beatrice think her opponent Benedict in his harsh his weakness. Our scene begins now for you to enjoy about a silly girl falling for a boy.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear, and tell her, I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower, made proud by princes that advance of pride against that power that bred it. There will she hide her to listen to our propose. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come. I want you present.
Now, Ursula, if Beatrice doth come, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, yet only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice, like a laughing runs, close by the ground to hear a conference. So angle we for Beatrice, who even is couched in the woodbine portraiture. Hear not my part of the dialogue. Go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet faith that we lay forth. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock. But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely? So says the prince of my new trothed lord. And did they bid you tell her of it, madam? They did entreat me acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they love Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affections, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not gentleman deserve as full as fortune in bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
O God of love! I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn right sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good. She knew his love, lest she'll make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she'd swear the gentleman should be her sister. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, why vain blows all winds. If silent, why block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so ardent from all fashions as Beatrice is cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against this passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stay my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she's prized to have. As to refuse so rare a gentleman as Senor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy, always excepting my dear Claudio.
I pray you be not angry with me, madame. Speaking my fancy, Senor Benedict, for shape, for argument, and valor, goes foremost in report to Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it, ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have the counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you, we've caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
Okay, moving along here. Our next presentation will be the courtship scene from Richard III, directed by Henry Moncure III. Henry has been working with us both on stage and off here for many years. I believe, if I'm correct, that he started with the Young Actors Workshop when we started, just 20 years ago, which is quite a feat.
You forgot he hasn't aged a bit.
There you go. And that is, and that's our man. Just so you know, his latest outing was also in Midsummer Night's Dream last summer, where he played Peter Quince and dealt with the mechanicals. So enjoy the show.
20 years has flown by, and it's always wonderful to work with the kids. Every year I seem to have a great group, and I will tell you what, this year I have a great group. We're doing the courtship scenes from Richard III. They're not really traditional courtship scenes. In both cases, the women know Richard is nothing but bad news, but rather than accept the horror of their reality, they decide to believe his honeyed words and make some bad choices as a result. My actors are Celia Hoffman, who plays Lady Anne. She will also play the Duchess of York. Noah Young plays Elizabeth. I have two Richard IIIs. You will tell when they switch roles. Jacob Politis is Richard III, and Lev Young is Richard III, and Caitlin McEwen is Margaret. Places, and we're set to go.
Hear the lamentations of poor Anne. Cursed be the hand that made these fatal holes. Cursed be the heart that had the heart to do it. Better he a wife, let her be made as miserable by him as I am.
Stay that you bear the course and set it down. My lord, stand back and let the coffin pass.
Men are dogs! Stand when I command! Foul devil, for God's sake hence and trouble us not. Behold, did Henry's wounds open their congealed mouths and bleed afresh? Blush, blush, the lump of foul deceit, for 'tis thy presence that exhales this blood. O God, which this blood madest, revenge his death. O earth, which this blood drinkst, revenge his death. Either heaven with lightning strike the murderer dead, or earth, gape open wide and eat him quick.
Lady, you know no rules of charity.
Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye.
Dost grant me, hedgehog? Why then, God grant me too. Thou mayst be damned for that wicked deed. Oh, he was gentle, mild, and virtuous. He is in heaven, where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me, for he was fitter for that place than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place else, if you'll hear me name it.
Some dungeon.
Your bedchamber is not the cause of the timely deaths of Henry and Edward as blameful as the executioner.
Thou art the cause of most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect.
If I thought that, these nails should rend that beauty from my cheeks.
These eyes can never endure sweet beauty's wreck.
I would I were to be revenged on thee.
Is a quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on him that loveth you?
It's a quarrel just and reasonable to revenge on him that slew my husband.
He that bereft thee, lady, of thy husband, did to help thee to a better husband.
Name him.
Here. Why dost thou spit at me?
Were it mortal poison.
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fouler toe. Out of my sight. Thou dost infect my eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine. Lo, here I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, and humbly beg the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatch, 'twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up my sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be the executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
Tush, that was in thy rage. Speak it again, and even with the word, that hand, which for thy love did kill thy love, shall for thy love kill a far truer love. To both their deaths thou shalt be accessory.
I would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my tongue.
I fear me both are false.
Then never man was true.
Put up your sword.
But shall I live in hope?
All men, I hope, live so.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take is not to give.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I've said farewell already.
Was ever a woman in this humor wooed? Was ever a woman in this humor won? I'll have her, but I will not keep her long. I that killed her husband and his father, to take her in her heart's extremest hate, having God,
her conscience and these bars against me, and I, nothing to back my suit but the plain devil and dissembling looks, and yet to win her? Ha! Upon my life she finds, although I cannot, myself to be a marvelous proper man. Shine out, fair sun, till I've fought a glass, that I may see my shadow as I pass.
When he came to me, this was my wish. Be thou, quoth I, accursed. And when thou wedst, let sorrow haunt thy bed. And be thy wife as miserable by the life of thee, as thou hast made me by my dear Lord's death. Lo, ere I can repeat this curse again, my woman's heart could captive to his honey words, and prove the subject of my own soul's curse.
And my wife has bid the world good night. Now, for I know that Breton Richmond aims at young Elizabeth, my brother's daughter.
And by that knot looks proudly over the crown. To her I go, a jolly, thriving wooer.
Ah, my young princes, ah, my tender babes, hover about me with your airy wings, and hear your mother's lamentation. Oh, who hath any cause to mourn but I?
If ancient sorrow be most reverend, give mine the benefit of seniority. I had an Edward, till a Richard killed him. I had a Harry, till a Richard killed him. Thou hast an Edward, till a Richard killed him. Thou hast a Richard, till a Richard killed him. From forth the kennel of thy boon hath crept a hellhound that doth hunt us all to death. That dog that had his teeth before his eyes, that thou defacer of God's handiwork, thy wound let loose. O upright, just disposing God, how do I thank thee that this carnal cur preys on the issue of his mother's body?
O Harry's wife, triumph not in my woes.
Bear with me, I'm hungry for revenge. Richard yet lives, earth gapes, hell burns, fiends roar, saints pray, to have him suddenly conveyed away. Cancel his bond of life, dear God, I pray, that I may live to say, the dog is dead.
Oh, thou did prophesy the time would come, that I was asked for thee to help me curse that foul spider, that foul bunch-backed toad.
I called thee then vain flourish of my fortune. I called thee then poor shadow paint a queen in jest, only to fill the scene. Where is thy husband now? Who sues to thee and cries, God save the queen? Where be the bending peers that flattered thee? Where be the thronging troops that followed thee? See what now thou art, for happy wife, most distressed widow, for joyful mother, one that wails the name, for one scorned at me, now scorned of me, for one feared of all, now fearing one, for one commanding all, obeyed by none. Farewell, York's wife and queen of sad mischance, these English woes make me smile in France.
Oh, thou well skilled in curses, stay a while. Teach me how to curse thine enemies.
Forbear to sleep the nights and fast the days. Compare dead happiness with living woe. Think that thy babes were fairer than they were, and he who slew them fouler than he is. This will teach thee how to curse.
My words are dull. Oh, quicken them with thine.
Thy woes will make them sharp and pierce like mine.
I hear his drums, be copious and exclaims.
Who intercepts my expedition?
Oh, she that might have intercepted thee by strangling thee in her cursed womb.
A flourish of trumpets, strike alarm drums, with the clamors report of war, thus I shall drown your exclamations.
Art thou my son?
I thank God, my father, and yourself.
Then patiently hear my impatience.
Madam, I have a touch of your impatience.
Oh, let me speak.
Do then, good mother, and brief, for I am in haste.
Hear me a word, for I shall never speak to thee again.
So,
Take with thee my most heavy curse. Bloody thou art, bloody will be thy end. Shame serves thy life, and does thy death attend.
I say amen to all.
stay, madam. I must speak a word with you. You've a daughter, virtuous and fair, royal and gracious.
And she must die for this? Oh, let her live, and I'll corrupt her manners, stain her beauty, swear to myself as false to Edward's bed.
Wrong at her birth. She is of royal blood.
To save her life, I'll say she is not so.
Her life is only safest in her birth.
And only in that safety died her brothers.
You speak as if I had slain my cousins.
Cousins indeed, and by their uncle, cousin of comfort, kingdom, kin, and life. No doubt thy murderous knife was whetted on thy stone-hard heart.
Madam, I intend more good to you and yours than ever you or yours were by me wrong.
What can do me good?
Even all I have, know that from my soul I love thy daughter.
How canst thou woo her?
That I would learn of you.
Send to her by the man that slew her brothers, of her fleeting hearts, thereon engraved Edward and York. Then
daughter.
There is no other way, unless thou could put on some other shape, and be not Richard that hath done all this.
Say that I did all this for love of her. Look, what is done cannot be now amended. Men shall deal unadvisedly sometimes, which after hours give leisure to repent. If I did take the kingdom from your sons, to make amends, I'll give it to your daughter. Again shall you be mother to a king. Go then, to thy daughter, go. Prepare her ears to hear a wooer's tale, and put in her tender heart the aspiring flame of golden sovereignty.
What were I best say?
Say that the king, which may command, entreats. Say, I will love her everlastingly.
But how long shall that title ever last?
As long as heaven and nature lengthen.
So long as Helen Richard likes of it.
Your reasons are too shallow and too quick.
Oh no, my reasons are too deep and too dead. Too deep and dead. Or infants in their grave.
Harp not on that string, madam, that is past.
Harp on it still I shall till heartstrings break.
Now, by my George, my garter, and my crown.
Profane dishonor and third usurp.
I swear.
By nothing, for this is no oath.
Now, by the world.
Tis well if I follow wrongs.
Why then, by
The
God.
God's wrong is most small. If thou hadst feared to break an oath by him, the imperial medal circling now thy brow had graced the tender temples of my child. What canst thou swear by now?
As I intend to prosper and repent, day, yield me not light, nor night thy rest. Without her follows to this, death, desolation, ruin, and decay. It cannot be avoided but by this. It will not be avoided but by this. Plead what I will be, not what I have been. Not my deserts, but what I will desert. Urge the necessity, and be not peevish.
Shall I be tempted of the devil thus?
Aye, if the devil tempt thee to do good.
But thou didst kill my children. Shall I go and win my daughter should I will?
And be a happy mother by the deed. I go.
Write to me very shortly.
Relenting fool and shallow changing woman. Ha!
All right then. Our next presentation is called Three Little Witches, or Who You Call in the Scottish Play. It's directed by Erin Lee and Ken Wilson. Ken is directing a show for the young actors for the second time. He was involved last year, and we're very happy to have him back. He has also performed in several of our productions on stage for the summer show. Erin was the stage manager for last year's summer show and really wanted to get involved with the young actors. So she is the co-director of Three Little Witches, or Who You Call in the Scottish Play.
A brave Scottish general named Macbeth received a prophecy from a trio of witches that one day he would become King of Scotland. Consumed by ambition and spurred into action by his wife, Macbeth murders King Duncan and takes the Scottish throne for himself. Macbeth is then racked with guilt and paranoia. Forced to commit more and more murders to protect his place on the throne, Macbeth soon becomes a tyrannical ruler. All of this is foreseen by the three witches Shakespeare conjures up in his Scottish play.
Macbeth learns from the witches that he will be safe until Birnam Wood comes to his castle. The witches tell Macbeth he need fear no men born of woman, and that the Scottish succession of kings will come from Banquo's son. Macbeth embarks on a reign of terror. Many are murdered, including Macduff's family. So Macduff decides to lead an army against Macbeth.
Macbeth is feeling safe in his remote castle until he is told that Burnham's Wood is moving towards him. What is happening is Macduff's army is carrying branches from Burnham's Wood as camouflage for their assault on the castle. Macbeth realizes that he is doomed when he learns that Macduff is the product of a cesarean birth and not born of woman.
Uh-oh. Playing our three witches are Riley Consavage, Julian Epler, and Charlotte Curley. Playing the fourth witch, Hecate, as well as Lennox as Bess Curley. And the frightening apparition is played by Nick Curley. Evan Shank plays Macbeth. Double, double, toil and trouble.
Big wine.
Tis time, tis time. Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw, toad that under cold stone, days and nights has served one. Sweltered venom, sleeping god, boil thou first, I charm the pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillets of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. Form a charm of powerful trouble, like the hell brook boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, ma and goat, of raven, salt, sea shark, root of hemlock, digged the dark, silvered and crimson specks, nose of Turk and Tartar. Their two ingredients of tiger spoken, for the ingredients of our culture.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with the baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I command you of pain, and everyone shall share I the gain. And now about the cauldron six, you have oaths and fairies and hoods, and chanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What do you do?
A deed without a name.
Then I command you by that which you profess. However you seem to come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though corn be flattened and trees blown down, though castles tumble upon their waters' heads, though palaces and pyramids do collapse their heads to their foundations, though the treasures of nature's garments tumble altogether, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask.
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer.
Say if thou dost rather hear it from our mouths or from our master.
Call 'em, let me see 'em.
Pour in Samuel's blood that hath eaten her nine Pharaoh. Grease that sweating from the murderer's gallows. Throw into the flame.
Come
High or low, thyself in office deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth! 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 Beware, Macduff! You are the thing of fight. Dismiss me. Enough!
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks, thou hast hurried my fear away. But one word more.
He will not be commanded for you.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
At thy 3 ears I hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, but none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
And if Macduff, when I need fear of thee, yet I'll make assurance double sure. Macduff shall not live. That may tell pale out of fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion mettled, proud, take no care, who chase, who frets, or where conspires are, for Macbeth shall never vanquish be until great bird and force marches to fight him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bend the tree, to pull up the roots and march? Sweet omens! Good! I will be king for life. Yet, my heart throbs to know one thing more. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse shall fall on you.
Show!
Let me know. Why stings that cauldron, and what noise is this?
Show! Show!
Go!
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart. The future king of Britain.
You look too much like Banquo. Go away. Thy crown does not seal mine eyeballs or thy hair. Thou other gold round brow is like the first. A third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth? Star eyes? What, will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet? A seventh? I shall see no more. And yet the eighth appears, who bears a mirror, which shows me many more. Horrible sight, now I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his descendants. What, is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth so amazed? Come, witches, cheer we up his sprites, and show him the best of all delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
What? Where are they? Gone? Let us put an issue of sour stay and die accursed in the calendar. Coming without there?
What your grace's will?
Saw you the weird witches?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned are those that trust them. Yet, I did hear the galloping of horses. Who has come by?
To true or free, my lord, I bring you word. Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipatest my dreadful plans. The flighty purpose never is overtook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very first things of my heart shall be the very first things of my hand. To crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done, the castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword to his wife, his babe, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No more boasting like a fool, the steed I'll do before the purpose called.
Alrighty, so our next presentation is from Romeo and Juliet, directed by Lee Jordan, who, and this seems to be a recurring theme, was in Midsummer Night's Dream last summer. He played both the Duke Theseus and Oberon, the King of the Fairies. So, Romeo and Juliet.
Hello, thank you for coming. Parents of the kids that are mine in the scene, thank you for letting me have them for the last 9 weekends. They have done an amazing job with the short amount of time that we've had. So sit back and enjoy Romeo and Juliet.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. And with the fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage. The which with you, with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, oh my word, will not carry coals. We should be colored. I mean, and we be in color. Will, draw. Anyone drawing back out over the color. I strike quickly, being moved. Thou art not quickly moved to strike. Adopt the house of Montague moves me. He storms me wrong extent, therefore thy wrongs destroy. Adopt of that house shall move me to stand. I will take to the wall any man or maid of Montague. That shows where weakest slave the weakest goes to the wall. True, and therefore women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore, I will take Montague's men from the wall and thrust his maids to the wall. To call between our master and us their men. 'Tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant. When I am done with the men, I will be cruel with the maids and cut off their heads. The heads of the maids? Aye, the heads of the maids, or their maiden heads. Take to what sounds thou wilt. Let us take to the sounds that they feel. Me they shall feel why I am able to stand. And 'tis known, I'm a pretty piece of flesh. Thou art not first let us drawn through all thy cool. Here comes two of the house of Montague. My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee. How turn thy back and run? Fear me not. No mayor, I fear they. Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin. Our frowns that pass by, let them take it as they will. Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is disgrace to them, if they bear it. Did you bite your thumb at me? I do bite my thumb, sir. Did you bite your thumb at me, sir? Is the law of our side if I say aye? No. No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir. Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir. If you do, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you. No better. Well, sir. Say better. Here comes one of my master's kingdom. Better, sir. You lie. Draw off, you be men. Gregory, remember thy swashing blow.
Stop! Talk fools, put up your swords, you know not what you do. What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death. I do but keep the peace, put up thy sword, remain in truth upon these men. What? Drawn? And talk of peace? I hate the words, I hate hell. All Montagues and thee. Have at thee, coward.
Hello again. Our next and last presentation is called The Omen, It is directed by Mary Catherine Kelly, who has been organizing the Young Actors Workshop for 20 years or so, as well as moving furniture and like that. Mary Catherine is also going to be directing Twelfth Night, which is this summer's coming presentation. So those of you who are interested in auditioning, come and audition. That'll be in March 12th, 13th, and callbacks on the 15th. In the meantime, The Omen by Mary Catherine.
It's really by Shakespeare, but before we start The Omen, I do want to thank all of you for coming out today, and I want to thank all of the parents and grandparents and siblings for letting us have your kids for this period of time. It's been really fun. And I also want to thank all of our directors. Some of them are here and some of them are there, and Tanya. So without further ado, just a little bit of a lecture. Sorry. William Shakespeare was writing at the end of the 16th century, and he did have an uncommon understanding of his people and his time. A time where nature's mysteries were not fully revealed. Earthquakes, floods, eclipses were often regarded as omens of disaster or signs of greatness. Many people believed in witches and prophecies, but at this same time in history, which was at the dawn of the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason, Shakespeare and others intuited more. This was also the age of Copernicus and Kepler and Bacon. We read in Shakespeare's plays rich and lyrical descriptions of natural chaos, often symbolizing great events. But we know that he regarded the mind of man as capable of deep understanding and intellectual exploration. Our actors today, Ohana Yoder and Eva Junk, present The Omen in 3 parts. The first, from Julius Caesar.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today?
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me ne'er looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies yet. Now they fright me. There is one within. Besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most hard thoughts seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graveyards have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons in right form of war, which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided? Those whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall forth. For these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste death but once. Of all the wonders I yet have heard, seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
Comes from Richard II. So poor an excuse for a king that even nature revolts. The Welsh captain abandons the king's service and explains why to the Earl of Salisbury.
My lord of Salisbury, we have stayed 10 days and hardly kept our countrymen together. Yet we hear no tidings from the king. Therefore we will disperse ourselves. Farewell.
Stay yet another day, thou trusty Welshman. The king reposeth all his confidence in thee.
'Tis thought the king is dead. We will not stay. The bay trees in our country have all withered, and my ears fight fixed stars upon the heavens, and the pale-faced moon looks bloody on earth. and lean-looked prophets whisper fearful change. Rich men look sad while ruffians dance and leap. One to lose what they enjoy, and the other to enjoy by rage and war. These signs forerun the death or fall of kings. Farewell, our countrymen have gone and fled, as well assured, Richard, their king, is dead.
Ah, Richard, with thy eyes of heavy mind, I see thy glory like a shooting star fall to the base earth from the firmament. Thy sun sets sweeping in the lowly west, witnessing storms to come, woe and unrest. Thy friends are fled to wait upon thy foes, and crossly to thy good, fortune goes.
Is one of my favorite scenes in Shakespeare. Once again, a character reads the natural world as a divine symbol, and not for the first time, another character speaks reason. From Henry IV, Part 1, Hotspur and Glendower.
Cousin Glendower, will you sit down?
Sit, good cousin Hotspur, for by that name, as oft as Lancaster doth speak of you, his cheek looks pale, and with a rising sigh, he wisheth you in heaven.
And you in hell, as oft he hears Owen Glendower spoke of.
I cannot blame him. At my nativity, the front of heaven was full of fiery shapes, of burning crescents, and at my birth the frame and huge foundation of the earth shaped like a coward.
Why, so we've done the same season. If your mother's cat had but kitten, though yourself had never been born.
I say the earth did shake when I was born.
And I say the earth was not in my mind, supposing fearing you shook.
The heavens were all on fire, the earth did tremble.
Oh, and then the earth shook to see the heavens on fire and not in fear of your nativity. Deceased nature oftentimes breaks forth in strange eruptions with a kind of colic, pinched and vexed by imprisoning unruly winds within her womb. At your birth, our grand dame earth, having this distemperature, in passion shook.
Cousin, of many men, I do not bear these crossings. Give me leave to tell you once again that at my birth the front of heaven was full of fiery shapes. The goats ran from the mountains and the herds were strangely clamorous to the frightened fields. These signs have marked me extraordinary, and all the courses of my life do show I am not in the role of common men. Where is he living, clipped in with the sea that chides the bank of England, Scotland, Wales, which calls me pupil, or hath read to me?
I think no man speaks better Welsh. Out to dinner.
I can call spirits from the vasty deep.
Why, so can I, or so can a man. But will they come when you call for them?
Why, I can teach you, cousin, to command the devil.
And I can teach thee, cuz, to shame the devil. Thou hast the power to raise him, bring him hither. Now be sworn, I have the power to shame him. Hence, while you live, tell the truth and shame the devil.
Oh, not so fast, ladies. I've got so much more. I know we're running late, but let's do the lightning round, okay?
How bloodily the sun begins to peer above yon blasky hill. The day looks pale at his distemperature.
And yesterday, the bird of night did sit, even at noonday, upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. These are portentous things.
The late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us. We have seen the best of our time.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard in the air.
The obscure bird clamored the long-lived night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
Alas, our terrene moon is now eclipsed, and it portends alone the fall of Antony.
Thou shrieked at thy birth, an evil sign.
The night crow cried, a boding luckless time.
The dogs howled, and the hideous tempest shook down trees.
The raven rooked her on the chimney's top, and chattering pies in dismal discord sung.
Beware the Ides of March.
gentlemen, that concludes our evening. However, don't leave yet. We've got refreshments in the back that several of the parents have graciously provided for us. We also have the donation jar, if you are so moved. And I thank you very much for coming.